Today's question's from Mark, and Mark asks, what's the one tip you suggest for helping a nervous speaker build rapport with their audience during the first 10 or so seconds of their speaking engagement? Well, Mark, thank you for that question. I'd actually like to answer it with 4 points, if I may. You talk about a nervous speaker. Let's not worry about that too much, because the focus should be on the audience, not on the person speaking. Rapport is an interesting word. It means understanding. I think it's much misunderstood. To build rapport, you don't need to be agreed with, approved of, or liked. It's about understanding between you and the audience, so you understand their needs and they understand your message. So the first thing to think about is, do I care about what I'm saying? Make sure the person who's speaking, whether it's you or a member of your team, is able to be authentic, because they really care about what they're saying. They really mean it. If they don't mean it, the audience will know and they'll seem fake, and that's no way to build rapport. So just make sure that you really do care about what you're talking about. If not, find out why not and try and iron out some of those creases. Never get on stage or put anyone on stage who doesn't care about what they're speaking about. The next point is to front load it. Now, back in the day when I was a new speaker, I would get on stage and waste time talking about who I was and what I'd done, where I was from and all this stuff. Instead, speak powerfully right from the off. Front load your presentation with the most important messages. So don't worry about this build a story and narrative arc. If you've got an audience going in and out of the room, they're not necessarily going to hear the entire arc, so it's lost. So start with saying something powerful. And make sure all the language you use is powerful. That's my third point. You can say something in a really boring way and not really care. Or you can say something that builds rapport so your audience can understand it, but is slightly jarring. So it challenges them. So for example, I used to talk a lot about disabled people and disabled people's rights. And I would talk about that, but I'd also add, a lot of disabled people experience discrimination, and it's at the hands of people like you and I, who have within our gift the power to make a difference in disabled people's lives, and yet we choose not to. Why is that? Can you see how talking in that way, it's fairly confrontational, it's jarring, but it gets attention and it builds rapport. You're not being insulting, you're being courageous, and that's all part of building that rapport. So you're showing the audience that you're speaking to them in a way that acknowledges the situation for them, but you're also challenging them. It's a very powerful way to start. So our 4 points there were: be authentic, front load your presentation, be powerful, and say something that's slightly jarring. Achieve all of those things in your first 10 seconds of speaking, and you'll build rapport with your audience from the off.